Well, we're delighted to announce today that the Pines Wind Farm will be delivering affordable housing for Oberon. It's a very exciting initiative that we think will encourage the industry to adopt this model to address very real temporary accommodation requirements for the workforce. What we're doing is we're actually delivering permanent housing that'll transition to affordable housing delivered by our partner at Blue CHP.
Thank you, Andrew. I've got to say it is truly innovative. It's great for the community of Oberon that we're going to put housing here in perpetuity and housing for what I call vulnerable Australians. That's what Blue Chip does. We're a Tier 1 community housing provider. We're a charitable organisation, and this is our mission that we do throughout the eastern seaboard of Australia.
Increasingly in renewables, the communities we work in are demanding that the benefits flow to them. We see this as an ideal opportunity to address housing, which is one of government's top priorities, to increase housing supply, to take the pressure off the market, and to be able to do that to address the vulnerable members of our community is an excellent way that renewables can contribute to the energy transition and to the communities in which they operate in. What we've done is we've reviewed the Council's draft Oberon Community Housing Strategy of November 25. That strategy specifically calls out the need to attract community housing experts like Blue CHP and Charles and his team, and also to increase the population of Oberon by bringing affordable housing into the stock. The project is directly addressing that by building 100 beds, most likely 50 individual homes that will remain in perpetuity for that purpose.
And I think the great advantage is that communities are often out in the country are ignored by the metro that tends to dominate. Sydney dominates all the housing dollars that tend to flow. So the benefits of not only the wind farm here, the benefits flowing through to the community are going to be very real and be here for the long term.
We're about 2 years away from starting build, and in that time we're going to be working with Charles and his team to specify the houses, to work with the council to understand the needs of the community longer term after the construction phase finishes, so that we have the right housing stock in the right places and approved in time to start building before the construction.
I think the key here is that we're very experienced at going into new communities. We try to understand what the real needs are, and we build on that, and we work together with the local community to design and put the right housing on the ground.
The funding for the project is coming from a charitable donation from the Pines Wind Farm. So we're going to enable the discounting, if you will, to allow affordable housing to occur as a charitable donation from us to Blue CHP, who will own the project and develop it and operate it in perpetuity. The Pines has already announced quite a remarkable community benefits scheme. This project comes on top of that. So we already have up to $25 million of electricity rebate to the citizens of Oberon. We also have $80 million in announced community funding. On top of that, a further $5 million legacy project we're going to deliver. And here we're announcing additionality again, where we actually redirect funds that would otherwise go into temporary accommodation for the workforce to leverage the benefit of going into affordable housing and put that housing on the ground once we're start construction and then hand over to Blue CHP.
Affordable housing is usually rented out to people at a 75% of the market rate. And then there's an income qualification, which really is no more than 30% of their income. There are ministerial guidelines here in New South Wales that can be used.
So we've specifically designed the program to include up to 100 beds as the initial workforce that is required for the wind farm. We'll then complement that with a further 400 beds in a temporary accommodation, self-contained temporary accommodation camp. So what we're trying to do is dip our toes into the water of this initial 100, which probably becomes up to 50 two-bedroom houses permanently.
So part of the management of this housing in Oberon we'll utilise one of our other CHP local managers, so it will be locals for locals. That's how we manage our portfolio across the country. We employ local CHP managers to assist us in managing these properties, and they target those people that are local. So if I look at the beautiful countryside here, there is a fantastic amount of housing space around the local area of Oberon. My team who are here today, we've been looking at some of the existing sites. There is plenty of opportunity to build this housing, Closer into the town is always more advantageous because you have the services there, and it becomes a self-supporting thing. Money then gets poured back into the town as people spend money into the local shops, the local businesses, the local support services and that sort of thing, of healthcare, etc.